So my project name is ThingSenseAI, and it works with the help of LLMs, large language model, generative AI, and Internet of Things. So this is a combination of these three, and it's a unique combination, and it has not been done yet, implemented yet. So and it has been powered by Gemini API. So I have used Gemini Pro Vision for the camera, real-time camera-based surrounding surveillance and analysis, and also for the mental health and emotion analysis and warning bot. Also, I have used Gemini AI Vision for the personal medical history based and general medical advised health assistant bot. So Gemini Pro Vision is under Vertex AI in Google, and I have used Gemini API, General Gemini API, for and have fine tuned it on the personal medical history of a patient. So, this application can be used by any caregiver who has not been trained medically. That person can use this chatbot to help a patient, give proper care to the patient, and also it can be used by a patient for day to day medical doubts or efficient analysis of their medical health parameters. And I have used Gemini API for this voice assistant and reminder system as well, and also for the IoT healthcare surrounding wearable real time updates and alerts. So now I'll be showing you the modules one by one. Meanwhile, I'll introduce you to the hardware. This is the wearable system. So we see that this is the healthcare kit. So in this we have the Arduino Uno, which has been attached with 10 sensors, 5 for healthcare parameters, for health parameters measurement, and 5 for surrounding parameters. So we see that this is the pulse sensor. Then we have the temperature sensor LM35. Then we have the SpO2 sensor. Then we have the ECG sensor and the fall detection sensor. And for the surrounding measurement, we have the fire sensor, the toxic gas sensor, the alcohol detector, the PIR motion sensor, and the sonar sensor. So these 10 sensors measure the health parameters as well as the surrounding parameters. Then we have the solar panel. So this helps us making the wearable system sustainable. So it uses green energy, that is renewable energy solar power, and it has an attached booster and also a battery. So it stores the energy into the battery during the daytime, which can be utilized during the night time. It has also got the capability to take power from tube lights at home, and it produces a power between 5 to 20 volts. This is the voice assistant system. So this is the voice microphone. This is the microphone, and this is the 8-watt speaker. It has been attached to the Arduino Nano. And this is the GPS system. It has a push button which once pressed, if this is pressed, then it will give an alert, email alert, sending the GPS location of the person. It has been attached to ESP32 and Neo GPS module. And finally, we have the camera module. So it has been attached to a ESP32 and it has been attached to a servo motor. So ESP32 cam is standing on a servo motor. So when the servo motor rotates, it has the capability to rotate 360 degree. When it rotates, the camera moves along with it and it captures the surroundings, and the system that we have created using LLM, it analyzes the surroundings. This is the prototype for the wearable system. So once this prototype is presented, we can get the smaller version of these sensors, and we can make it into the wearable system that can be worn in the wrist. Also, as a necklace, the camera can be worn as a necklace. So this camera module can help in detecting violent situations or accidents or any kind of fire, flood, any kind of such situations, alarming situations, or even normal situations. And hence it can help in creating advanced alerts to prevent such kind of incidents. Also, it can be used in women's safety. So if this one can be worn as a necklace, then the camera can move around, and whenever it senses some danger, it can send the alert to the woman, and also the woman can send her location using this GPS module to the person, to the authorities. Also, the health parameters. So these are all connected to ESP 8266 node MCU, and that is in turn connected using Wi-Fi to ThingSpeak API. Now, using the ThingSpeak API, it can measure all the values, and these values are sent into our LLM system, which already has our previous medical history collected as a private database. So it retrieves the information from the private database, it analyzes that information and understands that whether, suppose if the ECG value is around something at an alarming level, which is not a normal value for that person, or that person has high blood pressure and it measures that the ECG of this level may cause high blood pressure or something. So it will immediately create an alert analyzing the situation from the previously collected healthcare data. And also we can say it is sustainable, that because it uses renewable energy. Also, the voice module, with the help of LLMs, it works. The LLM is processed in the Arduino Nano, and the LLMs are basically fed from the personal data, private data of the user, as well as the public database. So it can access any database, just like Gemini can access any database. So the whole internet is its database. Similarly, this also has the whole internet as its database, as it uses Gemini API. The whole project uses Gemini API. So now I take you through the first module. This module has no application of the hardware. It is purely based on generative AI and LLM application. So we have a general medical chatbot and also a personal assistant medical chatbot. I will take you through all the algorithms and the flowcharts. Before that, I'll just give you a demo. So in this, basically we can upload personal medical history, for example, prescriptions, medicines, pictures of medicines, pictures of prescriptions, documents, PDFs, reports, USG scan, CT scan, X-rays. So this module, it is basically trained the Gemini Pro Vision API. I have trained it on X-ray images, USG images, CT scan images, and normal handwritten doctor prescriptions, and also medicines images. So it has been trained on variety of such images. It has been fine-tuned, and basically it uses RAG, retriever augmented generation. It uses RAG, and also it uses React. So I'll take you through all that. Before that, I'll just show you a demo. So for example, I have some medical data. Okay, so these are some medical data. Um, okay, so I'm uploading 4 medical data, 2 reports, and one X-ray, one USG. And I'm asking it to analyze my medical history. So these are the documents that I have uploaded. I click on analyze. Meanwhile, I'll show you this something called log data. So in this, basically, the patient has the liberty to keep their history saved with so it's saved. If it's not that one is open, the history will delete. So it's up to you in their privacy and use that is expressive between the local system. It has no connection with the So now I go through the IoT based healthcare surrounding wearable real time updates and alert system. So here we can see now we can see that it is measuring the pulse that has been attached to the Arduino and the other sensors. So it is measuring the pulse and the temperature and the SpO2 saturation. So and also the ECG. The ECG is being measured. So the ECG has specific places to be put on the body. So it can be put likewise and it can be measured. The fall detection, which is 0 because there is no fall detected. And if it's 1, that means there is a fall that has been detected. The ECG graph can be seen below. And the alcohol sensor is 0 because there is no alcohol around. If there is alcohol, then it will be 1. Then toxic gas detector, similarly as alcohol. It will detect carbon monoxide and flammable gases, LPG leak and all. Then fire detector, in case of fire, it will show 1. And distance. So there is an obstacle in front. So that's why the sonar sensor is detecting the distance of the obstacle. And the motion, there is motion. Because there is a person standing in front, so that's why it's showing motion and obstacle. So we can see that it is analyzing. These analyses are coming from the LLM. So I'll explain it likewise. So we see that this is the pulse monitoring, then the body temperature, oxygen saturation and all. So we see the analysis below. So it is basically taking the database, the private database of the individual, and it is measuring the temperature, pulse, SpO2, etc. from the sensors, and it is analyzing the value. It is comparing that if the patient has high blood pressure, then how much the pulse should be, which is normal for that person to have. If it's beyond normal, then it will show alert system, like it will turn red. So now it is normal, hence it's showing normal and it's analyzing that 85 is considered normal based on your medical history and you're a woman of 45 age, hence this rate is normal. So if this rate is shown for a person with high blood pressure, or the rate is too high, so in that case it will give alert. Same for the body temperature, if the person has fever, it will show. So suppose this is showing currently temperature is a bit towards rising because it's above 98.4. So it is comparing. Currently, your blood pressure is also on the higher level, hence temperature is towards rise. So whenever blood pressure is more, there's a temperature rise. So it's relating the other parameter values as well with each other. Then similarly for SpO2. So this patient that I had uploaded had a mild history of asthma. Hence SpO2 level is a little low. It is analyzing even that. If you have trouble breathing, then please consult a doctor. Similarly, for the ECG, it has given an analysis, fall detection, and other parameters. Now we come to the camera module. So it detects the surrounding, it captures the video, and the live stream video is sent. So you can see how the servo motor is rotating, and it has a camera attached, which is also rotating with the servo motor. And it has a ESP32 attached to the servo motor, and the camera is mounted on a ESP32. So I have set the servo motor as it will rotate each 40 seconds to a degree of 30. So 30 degree it will rotate every 40 seconds, but it can be made to rotate at a faster rate, and 360 degree as well. So you can see how the camera is rotating along with the servo motor, and also it is basically detecting the camera. The live feed is coming over here. So it is basically detecting this part of the table and the cardboard. So once it rotates, we'll see. So it is detecting the table, below the table, and the tabletop. So now I'll basically show it some images from my system so that it detects the situation given in the image. So in real world also, it will be able to detect those situations. So I have shown the camera. Okay. Okay, I think this will work. So I have shown the camera the picture of a gun. Okay. So it has detected the image is a photo of a person holding a gun. The gun is pointed at the person taking the photo. So basically, it is analyzing in the perspective of the image. The sentiment of the image is danger. So I'll show it another image. Okay, so it should detect an accident. Hmm. The image shows a car accident, a white car and a grey car involved in the accident. The white car is on top of the grey car. The grey car is damaged in front. The white car is damaged in back. The accident is on the road. The trees are on the side of the road. The image is a photograph. The sentiment of the image is negative. The accident is type of violence. So it is analyzing the image, and this analysis is given to the user wearing the camera or the wearable system, and so they can analyze what next has to be done or become safe from that kind of an incident. It can also be used in self-driving cars. So in self-driving cars, such application can be used for the system to analyze the surrounding and drive accordingly. I'll show another image to it. It should detect violence. Image is a security camera still frame of a man holding a knife to a woman's throat. And the woman is sitting on the bed. Okay, it is analyzing the complete image. So we'll just try once again. So it has taken the input and then it is giving the analysis, sentiment of the image is violence. Um, Now we move on to the next module. So this is the mental health and emotional state analysis of the person. So the LLM basically checks the emotional state and mental health of the person based on their surrounding. It analyzes surrounding through the camera, and this is the output given by it. So it has told that the person is helpless, scared, trapped. It has given the number National Child Abuse Hotline because it can see that it's a woman and a child that is being threatened by the husband. Then it has given analysis of the husband's mental state as well, and how the mental state of the woman and the kid can be. So it has given some suggestions how to cope up with the stress, how to fight back in these conditions. It has also given some solutions like yoga and deep breathing.
This is the GPS module. So, in case of any emergency, the kid or the woman or any person can just press this push button. So, I'll just press this push button, and the location, live location, will be sent through email to the authorities or any person's email ID that has been preloaded into the system. It works with ESP32 and Neo 6M GPS module. And I'll show the email. So when I click on this email, it gives me the Google location of the person. So I'm currently located over here, hence it gives me the location.
So in ThingSense AI, we have the first module, that is the patient medical history analysis along with general healthcare chatbot. So this is the algorithm on which the module works. So the patient or the non-medical or medical caregiver uploads the history of the patient, the medical history of the patients, including prescriptions, test reports, medicine bills, CT scans, X rays, USG scans, and other health parameter thresholds. And those data is fed into the LLM that is powered by Gemini. So, in this case, it works on RAG, Retriever Augmented Generation. So, in this, the prompts that are created, the information is extracted from the knowledge base, that is the private database, which is the medical history of the patient. And the answer is given based on those data. And also, the LLM is fed with some public data. So, in that case, it is built based on React. So, it has a private database and also public database. In this case, it is powered by the various websites like WHO, PubMed, NIH, and more. So, based on their API information retrieval, this React system works. And also, if the person asks a question based on their own medical data, then the information is extracted from the private database. Now moving to the next module, that is the camera surveillance module. So in that, the rotating camera analyzes the surrounding, and based on that, the surrounding is analyzed and the situation is analyzed in detail along with sentiment analysis. So in this case, it uses chain of thought. So in chain of thought, the prompt is created on the basis of few layers of question answering or few layers of analysis. So in this case, first is the image description. So it captures the images from the video stream, live video stream, and it describes the image. Now that image description is combined with classification of action. For example, if we see some violent action in the surrounding, for example, car accident or anyone with a gun or firearms or any kind of violence activities, so it will classify that action that it is a violent activity, it is a normal activity, or any kind of such activities based on, for example, car accident, um, mob lynching, or any kind of other activities. Now that is further enhanced and combined with sentiment analysis. So if it is a violent activity, the sentiment will be analyzed as violence, negativity. If it's something good, then it will be classified as a positive sentiment. And likewise, a detailed structured analysis of the live video feed is given to the user. This has applications in women's safety as well. So when the camera is mounted on a necklace and it gives live video stream with analysis. In case of any violent activities around, it will detect that activity and it will send notification to the authorities and also warn the user. This is the IoT with healthcare system, and it is combined with LLM powered by Gemini. It works on the RAG system. So, in this, also, the patient's personal medical history data is the database for the system, and it analyzes the values given by the sensors. So, there are five healthcare sensors and five surrounding analysis sensors. So, healthcare sensors are pulse, temperature, SpO2, ECG, and fall detection. And surrounding sensors are fire, toxic gas, alcohol, obstacle, motion. So, if any abnormality is detected based on the patient's previous medical history in the healthcare parameters, then alert is sent. And also, if there is an abnormality in the surrounding, for example, fire is detected, toxic gas is detected, in that case, also alarm is given. It works on the basis of ThingSpeak API and Gemini API. So, we move to the next one. This is the mental health and emotional state of the person that is analyzed by the LLM. So, in this, the live video feed by the camera that is used, and a chain of thought is used along with it. So, in this, the image description combined with classification of action, combined with sentiment analysis, and finally, the analysis of the medical condition and the mental health and emotional condition of the person who is in that situation. So, suppose there is a violent situation around, the medical state of the person is predicted by the LLM as negative or tensed or angry. So, based on the situation, it will be detected. And also, along with it, um, if to curb that kind of situation or to prevent that kind of situation, some suggestions will be given. To come out of that situation, some solutions will be given, and also to avoid such kind of situations, some like some proposed suggestions will be given. Also, along with it, some movie recommendations, song recommendations will also be given for situations. For example, if the mental health is too sad or angry for such kind of situations, some movies or some songs can be recommended based on the situation. Then this is the voice assistant module, which is powered by Gemini API, Google Cloud text to speech, and speech to text. And so in this case, the LLM works inside the ESP32 module, and it works using React. So in this case, we have a public database and a private database. The public database is all the internet sources, just like Gemini has a public database. Similarly, this has been trained on public database. Also, it is trained on private database. Private database is the medical history of the patient, which contains everything, every detail such as what time the medicine needs to be taken, what medicine needs to be taken after the breakfast or dinner. Every such kind of detail is given in that database. So based on that, it will create alerts, voice alerts. So, and also if the patient asks any doubts, for example, which medicine should I take after breakfast, it will be able to retrieve the information and give it to the patient. And also any kind of general information, for example, what is the flight timings uh, from place A to place B. All of these information can be extracted from the internet sources and given to the person. So there is this mic recorder, voice recorder that will record the question, and the ESP32 will process it. Inside this, it will convert speech to text using Google Cloud, and the LLM will take that text, it will analyze it using React, it will retrieve the information, and it will give it to the ASP32. Now the ASP32 will have to convert it from text to speech again using Google Cloud, and that voice output is from the 8 ohm speaker that is connected to the ISD1820 module. And finally, we have the GPS module. So in this, we have a Neo 6M GPS module, which is connected to the ESP32 and a push button. So the minute the push button is pressed, the email along with the location, Google location, is sent to the authorities or the person whoever's email address has been preloaded into the system. So this can be used for women's safety again. Also for child safety, for example, if the child gets lost, then they can just press that button and their location will be sent to their parents. And this whole module can be used for old age care, child care, patient care. Also normal people can also use it for day-to-day purpose. Also, it has some streamlined application. For example, in this case, the alcohol detector. So the alcohol detector can detect alcohol, for example, in some place. If the woman's drink is spiked, in that case, it will detect the alcohol from a distance itself, like from a minimum distance, it can detect whether there is alcohol in the drink. And toxic gas, so it can detect LPG leakage at home. It can detect any kind of leak that happens from any industry. You're located near some factory or industry and there is a leakage that happens. So it will be able to detect that leakage or fire or any kind of obstacle for the person. For a blind person, it will help in motion detection and obstacle detection. It will also describe the surrounding using the camera module. So if there is any car coming, so it will describe that the car is at such distance from you, or there is a person coming, there's a person in front of you, or there's some danger in front, some potholes in front. Everything will be detected and described to the person beforehand. So the person can take precautions.